So what are we given in number 55? So this is that moment where once upon a time I talked about what certain information means. So in number 55, I hope that when you read it, you see diverging lens, and in your head you're like, oh good gosh, diverging lens focus. My head is thinking and I'm like, oh my goodness, Mr. Smith said something about sign convention, and that whenever it's a diverging lens, it's a negative focal length. Oh, I remember him saying this. Do you remember me saying this? Yeah. So even though the question says 30 centimeters, because it's a diverging lens, it's negative 30 centimeters. So we're talking about a golf ball, so that's obviously going to be dou. Dou is always positive or real. So it's always going to be positive, so it's 23 centimeters. Required, we need to figure out what die equals, and we don't know what that is. The object, the golf ball is an object, it's not the image of the object. So 1 over F equals 1 over die plus 1 over dou. Is this good with everybody? Distance. Distance of object, distance of image. So the next thing we're going to do is, we know that it's 1 over negative 30 equals 1 over die plus 1 over 23. How are we doing? Okay, I'm just going to give myself more room. Wow, that's cool. I didn't know I could do that. So how do I get die by itself? How do I move it over, Ella? I'm so confused. So I'm going to make your math teacher happy by going minus 1 over 23, and then also doing minus 1 over 23 on this side over here. So can I clean that up? 1 over die, and because these cancel out, they're all gone, right? Equals 1 over negative 30 minus 1 over 23. Does that make sense how I wrote that? Can someone calculator that for me? When you do this, remember you can go 1 ABC button, 23 minus. Do you kind of get what I mean? So can someone give me the answer in fraction form first? Sorry, Alex, I can't hear you. Just a bit louder. 690. So then you'd go 53 divided by negative 690, and that's going to make a very, very small decimal, I believe. Do you have that number? Don't you push some X button? See him on there. Just give me a second, Christian. I'll finish that out. So what you got to do is that's what 1 over die equals. It's not what die is. So you have to use the 1 over X symbol to convert it. And so if you press 1 over X on your calculator, then it's going to take that number here. It's going to take this number right here. And it's going to turn it into a whole number, and I believe it's a negative whole number. Alex, do you have it by chance? I still have my calculator here today. Nikki, it's the back of the class. Sorry, negative what?
Do you have any more of those 1 over die, 1 over dou worksheets we did?